So I'm honestly so sick and tired of people disrespecting my culture of food. If you don't like something, I get it, just say you don't like it. But to throw it away in the trash like this is so disrespectful. Like, I'm so sick of seeing videos like.
So y'all, I have fell into the trap of trying fufu. But like I want to see what is it, like what's this about. So I'm gonna taste it. This is like egusi soup. I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a bit scared. I'm so sorry. I did not have to.
Because it looks good. Don't it look good?
That do not look good to me. I'm sorry.
I really thought
that one looked like dog food to me. I'm sorry. No disrespect.
No, this was shrimp with some shrimp. I think it'd be shrimp. Yeah, it's good. I don't have enough room to kind of extend my tripod to then like move my table so you can like see my outlook, and I do want to be like close, so it's not gonna be, you can't see me like scooping the food and like eating the food, but we're just gonna have to roll with this, and hopefully this video isn't super duper long, but hopefully it kind of like, you know, gets the job done. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Hafeezat. I'm a current events and lifestyle blogger, vlogger, YouTuber, Instagrammer, social media influencer, everything on the very here interweb. But today I am back to my roots, and we are going to talk about the recent craze, or not recent, but recent enough, it's been resurfaced a little bit, about fufu, or fufu as they say it, you know, it's fufu. And even then my accent is terrible, so don't drag me, my fellow West Africans, please. I'm American. But I just have my notes here just to kind of like keep me on track, because I just didn't want to like just talk and talk without like, you know, having any direction, because I don't want this video to be like dragged so many different ways, because I have points that I want to cover and I have things that I want to say. And just a disclaimer, I am using Aaliyah J and her boyfriend and other people as examples. I'm not trying to drag them or anything like that. She has already apologized for the situation. I don't know if she 100% understands like the gravity. I don't know, but like she has apologized. I've seen the apologies and whatnot. I don't know if her boyfriend's apologized. I don't follow him or anything like that. But I saw that she was trending and I saw that she's apologized, but she has kind of been the helping hand of resurfacing this topic, because the Fufu challenge started kind of like dying down a bit, maybe like a week ago, but now it's kind of like resurfaced, and I've been seeing videos and everything like that. And as somebody who is Nigerian-American, this hits close to home, so I wanted to like talk about it. Not only that, but you know, ignorant comments, regardless if people don't have, you know, malintent, should be addressed, and not addressed in order to kind of like villainize them, because I'm not trying to villainize people, but to just kind of like say like, hey, like your actions are wrong and these are the reasons why that they are wrong. So I have my own pounded yam. It kind of looks aggy, so don't talk about it, but like I just made it, it's fine. And I couldn't get egusi or I couldn't get efo or anything like that, because it's really hard to get African food here in North Philly. They're all in like the West Philly side, but they're like minutes away from me, so like I wanted to just get it on Uber Eats, but like the place that I would normally get from Uber Eats is not on Uber Eats anymore. I don't know why. So I settled, and instead I got cassava leaf soup, which is another like West African dish. So you can eat it with rice, you can eat it with fufu, you can eat it with anything. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. So I'm gonna be eating, I'm gonna be chewing, and we're just gonna talk about the points that I have. So I've never done a mukbang before, so please excuse if my chewing gets to people, but I am, like I said, Nigerian American. And growing up, growing up, I always wanted to bring the food that my mom made at home to school, but I wasn't able to. You know, my mom would tell me, you know, I don't think you should bring, you know, okra and eba and everything like that to school because it might have a smell or it might look weird and people are gonna say things. And at the time I was like, why are people saying things about like the food that I eat? But when I went to school, I saw other people dealing with the exact same things. So many stereotypes have been like thrown at people who come from different ethnic backgrounds. I know for my friends who are like South Asian, you know, they've been called smelly, that their food is smelly, that it doesn't taste good, or that it's too spicy, or that it doesn't look good. I know for like Nigerian food, like people say that it doesn't look appealing, etc, etc, etc. And like, you know, it's fine if you're not like attracted to it, but like, you know, telling a child that, or like hearing that from your peers when you're like, you know, trying to like, you know, make friends and like fit in, everything like that, it really does some sort of damage to your self-esteem, because it's like, oh, I can't bring who I am from home to school, I have to leave it at the door. And I don't think anybody should have to go through that, you know? I've had to go through that. And it wasn't until high school that I started bringing more food to school, because I didn't pay for a meal plan in high school, but I only brought jollof rice. And everybody knows jollof rice and everybody loves jollof rice, but I really wish people who didn't come from West Africa, or just like a place that has like a rice dish like that, I really wish that people like expand their palates past, you know, jollof rice. I'm sorry, this is so weird for me. I don't eat like this that often on camera. So something that kind of reminds me of this instance was in Fresh Off the Boat. So there's a show called Fresh Off the Boat. It was made by Eddie Huang, who I don't know exactly what his career is, but he made the show based off like his life in like the 90s, like in the 80s, 90s. I think it's the 90s. And one episode that really hits home, which I'm gonna share a clip of soon, was when Eddie went to school with the Chinese food that his mom had packed for him. And immediately the students started saying, oh my God, what is that? It smells weird, it looks like worms. Immediately Eddie like locked it up, went out of the cafeteria and went to go eat by himself, because if somebody's calling your cultural dish worms, like, you're gonna feel uncomfortable, especially moving to a new town, because he was new in town too. So to have somebody say, oh, your noodles look like worms, like that's really off-putting. And that's the stuff that we have to deal with like in real life too. That's what I have to deal with, or that's what I avoided dealing with, because my mom knew that people weren't going to be receptive to our food. So I had to deal with that. And so Eddie then goes home, and his mom tries to like quiz him, like, okay, like, you know, how did you like the food that I gave to you for lunch? And he's like, oh yeah, I love blah blah blah. And then she tells him like, no, that's not what I packed you. And he's caught. And so then he takes her to go get him like the basic like white people food that he wants, so that way he can fit in with the rest of the crowd. So you can watch it in this clip.
I talked to my sister today. My brother bought a brand new Miata.
That's not new. There's no way that car is new.
I think it's new.
Nope.
New.
Nope. It's not new.
Eddie, why are you eating so much?
I'm hungry.
Didn't you eat your lunch today?
Yeah, but I'm still hungry.
Okay. Oh, how you like the xiaolongbao I pack you?
It was really good.
Liar. I did not pack xiaolongbao.
Okay. Fine. I threw my lunch away.
Come on, Eddie. That's wasteful,
This is
man.
good food I make you. You love my food.
I need white people lunch. That gets me a seat at the table. And then you get to change the rules. Represent, like Nas says. I'm not trying to eat with the janitor for the rest of my life. I got big plans. First, get a seat at the table. Second, meet Shaq. Third, change the game. Possibly with the help of Shaq.
Damn it, that was beautiful. That filthy music you listen to turned you into a poet, boy.
Okay, what is this white people lunch? What is the store so excited about?
This is where Lunchables live, Mom.
If we get separated, try and join a white family. You will be safe there until I can find you.
based on that clip, you can see, you know, this clearly like does something to people's self-esteem and their morale. Especially, it makes it especially harder for you to be a bit more proud of your culture and your heritage when people clearly don't understand where it comes from. And yes, ignorance can be, you know, relearned, and like people can learn, but at the time, you know, I don't think people are really willing to learn. And it's funny now because, like, you know, now those types of things are kind of now not fetishized, but exoticized, I guess you can say, if that's the word. So like, you know, Chinese food and like other East Asian foods and like other foods are like, you know, now exoticized and like kind of like stolen from those cultures and kind of modified. And we see this a lot, like, you know, people who aren't from that cultural background will then open shops making their renditions of those foods, and it's kind of just like rude to me. Like, I saw that this these white people opened up a shop basically making poke, which is like a Hawaiian Pacific Islander dish, but they had no like Hawaiian Pacific Islander people on the team. Like, they changed the name and everything like that, and they tried copywriting it, stopping people who are actually like Hawaiian from being able to use the name that comes from their culture. It's things like that that make me mad, because how are you gonna come and talk shit about my stuff when I'm eating it or when I'm doing it, but as soon as you put your twist on it, all of a sudden it's hip and trending? And that happens a lot, whether it's ethnic backgrounds, whether it's the black community, because it happens a lot with black people too, African Americans, etc. You know, regardless, there's always gonna be some culture vulture out there trying to like change your stuff. So it has recently become a trend to now go find a West African auntie who makes fufu out of her house or out of a small restaurant and buy it and try it on TikTok. And some YouTube videos have come out recently too. But here's the thing. Nobody's culture should be a trend. Like, that's aggy. That makes me very aggravated. And I say this because you don't know what that does to the people who actually live in that culture. Again, like, you don't know what that does to people's self-esteem and morale. And also, it's kind of just rude in general to make somebody's culture a trend. And the Fufu challenge, I don't know if it was harmless or not, but you know, with TikTok, you know, things blow up really quickly, and now everybody, white, black, Asian, etc., going to West African places to go try the food, a lot of them really just did exaggerated negative reactions for no reason. And I was talking to friends about it, and I was just like, why are you like slapping the fufu? Like, we don't slap our food. When we eat fufu or we eat eba or we eat amala or anything like that, we don't slap it before we eat it. Like, why are you trying to see it bounce? Like, why are you doing that? Like, that's stupid. And besides that, if you don't like the food, fine. But some people were very exaggerative with saying how they didn't like the food, or they didn't like how it looked or how it smelled or whatever the case may be. Like, I remember this one guy, he's wearing like a bib, like he looked like a child, and you know, he put it in his mouth, and then as soon as he put it out, he was just like, bleh. And he started like scratching his tongue and everything like that. Like, that's doing too much, bro. That's doing too much. And clearly he just did that just for the reactions, just to get the clicks and the likes and the shares and everything like that. Other people have literally just like bought it just to throw it out and put it in their trash. And with this whole Aaliyah J situation, the issue isn't the fact that she didn't like the food, because again, you don't have to like people's food. The issue was just the comments. They were just very ignorant comments. Her boyfriend said, you know, that looks like dog food. But like, you know, he was eating it up regardless, stuffing like the fufu in his mouth and like licking his fingers off of it. But to call somebody's food like that looks like dog food, like, that's really rude, because that's what we eat. That's what we use to nourish ourselves back home and even here. You know, I know if people saw this cassava leaf soup right now, they'd be like, oh, that looks like shit. And I know if I had brought this back into middle school or whatever, they'd be like, oh, Hafeezat eats poop. She's eating poop right now. They would say that. You know how demoralizing that is? And then Aaliyah said, like, do African people eat shrimp, as if shrimp is an American thing or whatever like that. Like, yes, we have shrimp in our cuisines too. We have crawfish and everything like that. Like, we're not like otherworldly beings. That's the issue. It's not the fact that they didn't like the food, because you don't have to like the food. You you know? I don't like every single Nigerian dish. My boyfriend and my friends know I don't like amala. I'm sorry. I don't like amala. I don't like the texture. I don't like how it tastes. But if I'm gonna eat it, I'm not gonna be like, like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Like, that's just doing too much. And you're doing too much because you know that's what's gonna get a reaction. Because I know if people just kind of like sat down and were just like, this isn't bad, people would click out. Because outrage is what gets clicks these days. And I know that. That's how the game is played. But nobody's culture should be subjected to that. And some people were like, well, what about, like, you know, black people calling, or other people calling Chinese food made by cats and dogs? That's still wrong too. To utter your mouth and say that somebody eats cats and dogs and to say, oh, I don't know where this meat came from, this is mystery meat, blah, 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 that's rude too. All of it's rude. It doesn't matter from who says it, regardless of who you are or what your background is. When you say it, that's rude. Period. My culture is not a trend. My food is not a trend. This is my life. This is what I grew up on. This is what nourished me every single day. These are the dishes that I will make sure to pass down to my children and their children and everything like that. These are the foods that I'm trying to learn how to make every single day, because my mom, she and my dad, they made Nigerian food for us too, but they would always make also, like, you know, pasta, and we'll get pizza and everything like that, like American foods, you know. But I didn't take enough time when I was younger to kind of like go into the kitchen and sit with my mom and learn to make these foods, and I regret it, but I'm going to now. This is my life. Don't make my life a trend, because I'll fight. All is this to say, at the end of the day, people's culture should not be toyed with. You're gonna make a lot of people mad, and you might not care that people are mad, but at the same time, you have to come to a realization that not everything needs to be viral. Not everything needs to be a trend. Let people just enjoy their everyday things and leave it at that. I hope this doesn't resurface ever again, whether it be with fufu or any other Nigerian food or West African food or African food or Asian food or South Asian food, whatever. I hope this type of thing doesn't happen again, but it probably will. And then you're probably gonna have people saying all these types of comments again. But I really hope that people learn that not everything needs to be exaggerated. Not everything needs to be created for the likes and the clicks and everything like that. Especially if it's going to cause harm to another community. Because Nigerians are prideful. And when you come for our pride, we come back tenfold. And you don't want to witness that, and you don't want to be in like the forefront of that, because it's not nice. Let me tell you that right now. It's not nice. Shout out to Praise. My friend Praise, he helped me buy this today. And he's also the reason why I'm making this video, because, you know, he and I were outraged about what we were seeing, and rightfully so. So shout out to you, Praise. Love you. You can follow him. It'll be down below. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say about the situation. Again, thank you to like Aaliyah J for like apologizing. I hope that she understands, like, you know, why people are mad. For anyone defending the dog food comments, you're sus, and I don't like that. And you might look like dog food, so enjoy that. My food isn't dog food. Don't say that. Don't defend ignorance. Don't do that. For those who are actually, like, you know, interested in trying this food, there's nothing wrong with trying other cultures' foods. Just be respectful about it. And if it comes out that you don't like it, don't film yourself scratching your tongue and spitting it out and making a nasty face. Don't do that. Just say, oh, I don't like how this tastes. Let me put it aside, let me throw it out, or let me give it to somebody who might eat it. It's that simple. It's that simple. That's all I got. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, like via Twitter, via Instagram. Everything's down below. And I will see you very soon. Goodbye.